beautiful.
Man, welcome back to Not Ball Talk. It's your host, Dietrich here. You already know what it is. And again, like I told you guys, there's going to be a new segment we doing called Not Ball Talk Interviews. Today, I got a special guest for you guys. I'm going to hold off till we get to the video. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said, this whole segment is going to be about student athletes. We may get a couple coaches on here, simply just giving advice to the younger generation coming up, a couple things they had going on during their upbringing to where they at now, and it's getting to know them a little bit better. And of course, letting you guys know about these athletes. Of course, I mean everybody needs a little bit of light shined on them. And this is a DMV based podcast, so a couple people gonna be from out the area. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Not Ball Talk. It's your host Dietrich Willis here with you, and today I have the Jordan Hines, Mr. CIAA reigning Player of the Year. How you feeling today, Jordan?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I can't complain. But how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We going to jump straight into it. For the people who don't know who this is, I'm gonna tell y'all who he is. It's a 6'4" senior from Bluefield State, Broward County, Florida, who attended Cypress Bay High School in Florida. Man, averaged 20 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 49% from the field, 39% from three, almost 80% from the free throw line at 77%, and started 29 games this year. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Player of the Year, 2-time All Conference, 2-time All CIAA tournament, led the CIAA in scoring this year, and was 4th in field goal percentage. Man, you got a rap sheet right there. The first question I'm gonna ask you today is, we want to get to know more about Jordan Hines. So, with you growing up in Broward County, Florida, how did that shape your upbringing for you to play basketball? Where you at right now?
Just being from South Florida, I feel like everybody just thinks it's a football. Like we just known for football. But I feel like we just known for all type of athletes. Everybody good down there. Track, basketball, football. So I would just say it's been super competitive just ever since a youngin. You just pretty much just gotta grind. You just always gotta always just be ready. Cause every game is super competitive down there. I'm not even gonna lie.
Most definitely. And like you said, everything is super competitive. So I would think that I would think that would help make you choose Bluefield State because you guys are a very competitive program. Play a lot of fast-paced, upbeat defense, and really play you guys' brand of basketball. So that really leads me to this next question, which pretty much a lot of people are going to ask young college athletes, why choose the college you went to? So why choose Bluefield State for Jordan?
So when I graduated high school, that was COVID. So my recruitment got messed up. So I really didn't have I didn't have too many schools. So Bluefield State was just one of the schools. I met my coach. He was young at the time. I think he was the youngest coach in D2. I believe at the time he was 27. So I was 18. So I was like, okay. He was just in college. So he knows what I'm looking for. He knows pretty much the mind of a college player. And it was just a no-brainer, really. Once he told me the system, the style of play, it was just a no-brainer.
I like that. I like that. Now going also to like your college year this year, you started all 29 games and played all 29 games, and you also led the CIAA in scoring, and also was a player of the year, like I said. First, I want to ask you, what type of preparation do you put into your mind and body to play all 29 and to start in all 29?
The preparation is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So we press, obviously, like everybody know, we press. We do it for 40 minutes. We do it the whole game. Like we're not coming out the press. So your body gets fatigued off of that. So I think this year I was at like 37 ice baths. So I take an
Mm.
ice bath before every game. I take an ice bath right after every game. So I just got to give credit to our training staff. Like they pretty much take care of us. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever we need, they there for us. So the treatment, it's the recovery, the treatment. You gotta make sure you get your sleep, just everything. It's just you pretty much just gotta be a pro. You gotta take care of your body. You can't slack. So it's just certain sacrifices with certain things.
To the youngest coming up, ice baths is a key. 29 out of 29 games, and
Nah, fact.
so like you said, you ice bath preparation, mind and body. Another question I have is, with you having a lot of achievements under your belt, what does that mean to you to be recognized for it? But what type of target do you think that puts on your back with you having all these achievements and knowing every game that everybody really is going to want to go at you?
I don't really think it's a target on my back. I feel like coming in this year, like we was pretty much the hunters. We was bottom of the league last year, so we was 12. So we was pretty much just chasing everybody, but we was super motivated. in the preseason rankings, like they picked us 12th. I mean, rightfully so. We only had 9 wins last year, so we was pretty much just chasing everybody. Obviously, everybody know. I mean, I'm pretty much the top player in the league, so I just face different coverages every night. So just being prepared for that, just watching film with my coaches, just pretty much just picking my spots, just know where I could be the most efficient at and things like that. And I got a great point guard in Terrell Williams. He finds me a lot. My teammates pass me the ball, so I can't really complain.
And like you said, you guys were 12th last year. They basically counted you out. Some could say, do you think that is extra motivation towards you guys this year? Do you think it put a little extra fire under you guys this year?
Definitely. The pregame speech every game was pretty much just the same. Just don't forget they picked us last. So it was just motivation. All the conference games, it was just I'm saying they picked us last. We really don't got nothing to lose anyway. So it's just like it's just time to show them. So we felt like going into the season, we just had a great team. We had the great pieces. We regrouped from last year. We added just some of the things that we needed, and we pretty much just believed from the start. So
For sure, I like that. And what do you think has been the key for you to maintain such a high level performance game in, game out, in your opinion?
I think it's just the work, the consistency. I work out every day. I might take a Sunday off, but I'm in the gym religiously. Just putting in my work, and that's where the confidence truly comes from. I put in the work, so when I just shoot a shot, I feel like it's going in every time. My teammates tell me some shots I shoot might be crazy, or it's like a damn, like did you even see him? But it's just the confidence because I know I work on it. So that's pretty much it.
I like that. I feel that. Now, throughout this whole season, let's say this season specifically, what do you think is your most memorable game and why?
My most memorable, I would say probably Winston. Yeah, I would say probably Winston.
What made that one so? For the people who don't know, what made that game so memorable for you?
So last year, I guess it was an upset. We beat them last year in the CIAA tournament. That was a pretty big game for us. That was pretty much that put kind of Bluefield State on the map a little bit. That gave us a little bit of buzz. Um, After the game, I pretty much just said, someone asked me how am I so confident. I just said I feel like I'm the best player in the CIAA. That kind of got a lot of controversy. Uh, Not too many people like that. A lot of people like they didn't know who I was at the time. And they were like, "Oh, this guy from Bluefield State. Like, what is Bluefield State?" You know what I'm saying? That was our first year in the CIAA. Like, who was this guy? But at the time, I was leading this. I was leading the conference in scoring, but no one really knew that though. So when I said it, it just got a bunch of backlash and stuff like that. So that was just the motivation going into the game. I had 30. We won by 20. So I would say that was the most memorable game of the season.
Speaks for itself, nah, no doubt. So this season, you shot 49% from the field and 39% from the 3-point line. What do you think is your most, let's say, your best part of your game? And then a backup question to that is, what part of your game have you worked on the most to make you a complete player?
The best part of my game, I would just say my efficiency. Like I don't really need too many shots to score 20 a game. I would say I just need probably around 10 to 13 to get 20. Like I don't need 20 shots to get 20 points. So I would just say my efficiency and the thing I work on the most will probably just be just getting the jumper consistent. Just a lot of reps on that. I feel like as long as you can shoot the ball, that's pretty much all you need in basketball. Because if you can shoot the ball, I feel like that opens up every other aspect. So if they respect you as a shooter, that opens up the drives, that opens up the passing for my teammates, that opens up everything. So just shooting the ball at a consistent rate.
For sure. Now, a couple other questions I have for you is, like you said, shooting basically opens up the whole game for you. So if you could give us an insight, who have you modeled your game after, if you have modeled your game after anybody?
Um, I wouldn't say I model my game after anybody, but I would just say like I watch Bradley Beal. I kind of watch just the shooting guards, like the 6'4", 6'5" guards in the league. I pretty much just watch how they get to their spots, things like that.
I like that. I like that. Now, as we all know, at some point in time, the ball does have to stop dribbling for athletes. So, what's like life after basketball for Jordan Hines?
Life after basketball, really, I'm trying to get into like what you doing right now, bro. Probably podcast or broadcasting, something like that in that aspect.
Nah, that's real. That's definitely real. It definitely is a tough, tough, tough industry for sure.
Hmm.
Now, You caught me off guard with the answer. I ain't gonna lie. I was expecting a little something different. I ain't expect that one. So, like you said, life after basketball, of course. How would you like to be remembered at Bluefield State? Like when you leave Bluefield State and the CIAA, what do you want to be remembered as? You know, when people think of Jordan Hines, what do you want them to think about you?
When I leave, like when I leave Bluefield State, I'll probably just say like just one of the best ever. Just be remembered as that. I mean, I spent 4 years here. The first 3 years was pretty rocky, but I mean, I can't complain. I came back. The last year was a great year. This is the most fun. This is the most fun playing basketball I've had in a while. Like I've had a bunch of accolades, our team success. So I would just say, like, just one of the best ever to put on the Bluefield State jersey.
No doubt, no doubt. If you could give advice to somebody from your hometown, specifically from Broward County, Florida, what advice would you give them if they plan on playing college basketball?
I would just say, just keep going, bro. Like I wasn't a highly touted player coming up. Some people would say I was a late bloomer. I really didn't pop off till my senior year, bro. So just stay consistent. And at the end of the day, but wherever you at, if you put in the work and the time, like you're gonna get noticed and they gonna come find you. So that's all I would
I
say, bro.
like
Just stay down and just stay in the gym.
I like that for sure. Now, if you could give us an answer, you know, some people may not want to answer this, but a lot of people do answer this when I ask them. Out of, let's say, we gonna trickle it down to your college career only. So out of your 4 years of playing at Bluefield State, if you could give us some names who either gave you the most problems on defense or gave you the most problems on offense. They could be on your team or off your team.
On my team, I'm just gonna say some people that I just fry every day in practice. First, we gonna go Jalen Bernard. We gonna go Terrell Williams. Like those are just my little bros. Jameer and Jamar Reedus. These are just my little bros. Like practice is super competitive with us. Uh, we do gold versus blue, so we just super competitive every day. So I feel like that's why we really was so successful this year, because our practices were just crazy. Our practices, like, they felt like a game. Like it's not a drop off on our bench. It's some people that might not get the playing time, but they could go anywhere else in the country and probably start. So our practices are just super competitive. But I wouldn't say like no one really gave me. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but I would just say my teammates probably. I would just say my teammates because they
Teammate, safe
and I
answer.
know, so we battle a lot.
Safe answer. I like that. Keep it a safe answer. Now, one of the most important questions that I do ask a lot of people, um, who introduced you to the sport of basketball and how has it shaped you to where you are today?
I would say my parents introduced me to the game. Ever since I could remember, like I just been playing basketball. I really never did any other sports. My parents really never allowed it. I would just say it was basketball from the start. They named me Jordan after Michael Jordan, and it was pretty much just a force. My mom played at the University of Maryland. My dad, he played football growing up, stuff like that. So I would just say my mom. You know what I'm saying? Some people would say she might be better than me because she went to the University of Maryland, but I don't think so. But I would just say my parents.
For sure. And another question I have for you today is, so transitioning from high school to college, what was your biggest adjustment that you had to make? Let's start off with on the court. What is the biggest adjustment you think you had to make? Was it physicality? Was it mentally, time management?
I would say my biggest adjustment, because I came in at 18 years old. I was the youngest on my team freshman year. So I would just say probably the physicality. The time management and stuff wasn't a problem because I had just really good vets. They pretty much just took me under their wing and I was just with them all the time. So I was doing everything that they're doing. If they were doing homework and study hall, I'm doing what they're doing. If they were in the gym, I'm with them. If they were eating, if we were going to go lift, I was with them. So all that stuff was pretty much good and that was fine in that aspect. But I would just say the physicality. When I first got there, the practices and stuff, I'm like, all right, this ain't high school no more. I got to start doing my push ups at night. I got to start drinking my shake. So I would say the physicality.
Nah, yeah. So now let's transition to off the court. What was the biggest adjustment you probably had to make from high school to college?
Um, for me, I would say the weather. I'm not gonna lie, I'm from South Florida, so coming out here to Bluefield, West Virginia, it was cold. It was pretty much my first time seeing snow for real. So I would just say in that aspect, just the whole new scenery. Like it's super fast paced where I'm from. Just coming out here in a small town like Bluefield, it's super slow down, small town, family atmosphere. Everybody pretty much knows each other. So I would just say that for that.
Well, and what do you think sets you apart from, let's say, other players in the CIAA or other players in basketball? What's something that you know for sure that you have that other players just may not have?
I would say my work ethic. I feel like I work pretty hard. I'm super motivated behind my craft. And I would say I pretty much just developed that from my parents, just seeing them work hard on a daily basis, them getting up, I know, but when they don't want to, just to provide for me and my family. So I would just say my work ethic.
Work ethic for sure. And you bring up work ethic, which pretty much seems like you said, a big thing at Bluefield State, like you mentioned earlier. Like it just felt like home. You can see it all throughout the whole team. Like you said, you mentioned Tyrell Johnson. If I say his name right, I think I said it right. But I remember
Williams,
watching him.
Williams, like Terrell Williams.
Williams.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Williams. Watching him, like even like how he just plays on the defensive end is pretty crazy. Where like you said, it seems like in practice y'all always push each other, so the games don't really seem like it's anything. Even like from the first game of the CIAA tournament, matter of fact, where I watched y'all, and I never watched y'all a day in my life. It just seems like even him on like the defensive end, he was attacking boards. You couldn't really, and y'all attack rebounds 1 through 5. Y'all can't really tell who the big on the floor. So I
Hmm.
definitely like that for sure. Now playing there all 4 years, what's one of the biggest lessons you think you learned at playing at Bluefield State?
I would say just stay down. Just don't switch up. It's gonna be a lot of people just in your ear, but as long as you just believe in yourself and you stay down, you stay with God, and you just got the plan, you see the vision. I would tell somebody at the end of the day, if you truly just believe in yourself and you ultimately know in your gut that that's the place for you, regardless of what everybody else is gonna tell you, just trust yourself, bro. Just believe in yourself and just trust your work.
For sure. Like you said, trusting in your work. So speaking on your work, what is one part of your game that you would like to improve on?
Uh, I would say on my defensive end, just being a better two-way player and just staying engaged on defense for the whole game.
Perfect. And if you had to build a perfect basketball player, how would you build it?
Perfect basketball player. We gonna
It could
go.
be yeah, it could be NBA players, anything you want. It gotta be a perfect basketball player.
We gonna go. Steph Curry shooting. We can go. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of athletes out there. We can go Braun. Whole time I just say Braun for real. I go Braun. Yeah, give me everything,
just,
Braun.
just Bron everything.
Give me everything. Yeah, just give me Braun.
Everything with Bron. All
Yeah,
right, perfect. That really much led to my next question, but I think we know the answer. I was gonna ask you who your basketball goat is, but
yeah, Braun for
it
sure. Like it's not even a
it
debate.
seems like it's
It's
not
not
a
even a
debate.
debate.
All right, I feel that. Now, another question I have for you quickly is like, who is your biggest inspiration on and off the basketball court?
I go back to my parents again, just seeing them just on a daily basis. They support me like crazy. Like my mom, my dad, they fly out the games. They come out the games when we're on the road. They make the trip out here to Bluefield all the way from Florida all the time. So I would just say my parents, like those are really like my best friends for real. So I go them.
And if you could give us, more questions about people who don't know who Jordan Hines is, what's some of your short and long term goals?
My short term right now, I go graduate because I graduate in the spring. So I've been heavy on that because but we've been on the road like crazy from right before the CIAA. We left to go to Lincoln, and then we went to Elizabeth City, and then we went straight to the CIAA tournament. Was out there for the whole week, and then after that we made regionals. We made the NCAA tournament. So then we were gone for another couple days, and then we just had spring break. So I'm just trying to catch up on all my work and just graduate. So I go that's the short term goal. Long
And
term,
what about for you?
just really just be successful. I'm not gonna lie. The goal is to just play professionally. That's the goal. And just to become successful, just have a great family. And that's all I can really ask for.
I like that. And what's one thing you missed the most about playing high school basketball? It could be high school, AAU, just anything before college.
I would say high school, I go like just playing against just everybody that you just been growing up with since we were younger. Like every game, it was just okay. I know this person. I've been playing with him since I was 5. I've been playing against him since we were 10. So I just say that in high school. AAU, I would just say the memories and all the road trips. Like those are some of the best memories of my life. Just being in the hotel, just having water fights, just doing just dumb stuff as a kid, but also just playing basketball and also winning tournaments and just having fun on the court.
Nah, for sure. And another question I want to ask you today is, how do you keep your mind focused and on a straight path when things get tough? Because we know as a student athlete, you guys run into a lot of different obstacles. You don't have a lot of time on your hands because you basically it really is a job being a student athlete. So how do you keep your mind focused and locked in?
I would say just staying present. With me, I pretty much just try to just stay where my feet are. Just believe in God. That's another thing. I pretty much like, I really don't try to stress on anything. I just leave it up to God, and I feel like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I just pray on it, and that's pretty much it. The outcome is just gonna be the outcome. Just trust God, because I believe at the end of the day, whatever happens, God wanted it to happen for a reason. So
I like that. And like you said, onto your high school answer, just playing against guys that you know against. How did you really transition from, playing against people you really know, playing against people you know day to day, being playing people in your area from going to from Florida to Bluefield State and playing with people you don't know at all. You having to regain their trust, regain that whole camaraderie as a team.
like, can you repeat the first part, please? I'm sorry about
Oh,
that. Can you repeat the first part?
you good. Now I was saying basically how did you transition from playing with people you knew back at home in Florida and playing against people you knew, transition over to Bluefield State where you didn't really know any of your teammates, and coming as a freshman, having to relearn everybody, having to regain everybody trust and rebuild that camaraderie as a team?
Um, I would say the preseason plays a pretty big part in that. We all got to campus in around August. We all just had a team meeting. And then pretty much in the preseason, we just do everything together. We go to the calf together. We go out together. If we're doing any type of activity, the whole team is pretty much just there. So I would just say that plays a big part. I feel like, if you gel off the court, then on the court is super easy. So we just try to do everything together. We go to other games, go to football games, volleyball games, soccer games. Just we pretty much just do everything together. So I would just say that helped a lot. And then on the court, probably just being goofy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we got a bunch of trolls on our squad right now, so just everybody just trolling and stuff like that. And then we pretty much just have a good time. We come into practice every day, just knowing it's just gonna be a good time. Like, we're not dreading. Like, we're not dreading just going into practice.
And second to last question I have for it is what is one of the most important things a person has told you to inspire you? It could be a coach, it could be your parents, it could be anybody. What is one thing that you really live by day to day?
I would say just trust your work and just stay consistent. Just always just stay in the gym. At the end of the day, it's just like, if you put the work in, at some point it's gonna pay off. You work hard for 10 years. It might not show off the rip. Like, when you want it to show, it might not show. But if you just stay down and just stay consistent, I feel like at some point it's gonna pay off.
I like that. And what is the last question I have for it is what is one thing that you would want Jordan Hines to stick with, like to anybody that you came across within your past 5 years? So like if anybody has met you, anybody that has had a conversation with you, what is one thing that you always want to leave with that person?
That's tough. That's good. I would just say I'm just a genuine person, just a down to earth, chill, that just love basketball, that just like the hoop, just chill with his friends, his family. He don't really do too much. Just stay out the way and just chill.
Well, Mr. Hines, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate your time. Mr. CIAA Player of the Year 2025. I wish you the best in the rest of your career. Thank you for your time today.
Nah, I appreciate you for having me, bro. Most definitely.
For sure. It's not Ball Talk 301. That's all I have for you guys today.
He passed me the ball. He never passed me the ball.